Your next time cue will come with 3 minutes until airtime on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Mark 3 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues related to this live show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 573-893-7477. Mark 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studio producers, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime for today's live show broadcast on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Stations, we are coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, Mark. 1 minute, stations. 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime, on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Georgia Southern Sports Network. On the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield, presented by Morris Bank, this is Hail Southern Live. Live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Hot wings, cold beer, and good times. Coming up, your all-access pass into Georgia Southern athletics. Hail Southern Live is brought to you by Morris Bank. It pays to bank blue. Morris Bank, member FDIC. Eagle Nation Collective, the official NIL collective of Georgia Southern Athletics. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Optum Orthopedics, your team, your community, your freedom. Optum Orthopedics, they're here for you. And by Savannah Hilton Head International Airport and the Savannah Airport Commission. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now let's head live inside Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Eagle Nation, it is great to see you again one more time back at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. This is Hail Southern Live on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. We've got a loaded show tonight until 8 p.m. talking all things Georgia Southern athletics. It is a short week for Eagle football. They're currently practicing, so we won't have head coach Clay Helton joining us this evening, but we will be talking about just about everything else going on Eagle athletics-wise. If you have any questions, you can tweet us at GS Sports Network or submit a comment or question on the Facebook Live feed. Talk a little softball and baseball, fall ball a little bit later on with Sharon Perkins and Rodney Hennon. The GOAT, Adrian Peterson, is going to be here a little bit later on tonight. We'll also spend some time about some football roster management with General Manager Ryan Smith, but we'll begin this evening with the Georgia Southern Athletic Foundation, specifically the new Deputy AD for Development. She is a Spitfire. Please welcome in Allie Ware to Wild Wing Cafe.
Thanks for having me.
How about that for an intro? We haven't had a Spitfire up here before. That's pretty good.
Well, that's what you get with me, I guess.
Also a member of 2 Halls of Fame.
Yeah, something like that.
That's almost as many as Tracy Ham.
Keyword, almost.
In the couple months you've been here, you knew about Georgia Southern. You're a Georgia native, but with feet on the ground and experiencing Eagle Nation, how have you gone about spreading the word about what's going on here?
Yeah, I think first it starts with the team that I have, right? Like, we have a table back there with a few of them, and I just work with the greatest people every single day. That makes my job easier. Coming in as a new person, I have a lot of questions, right? Trying to figure things out, trying to figure out the things we should be doing, things that have worked well, things that haven't worked well, how we can keep doing those things well and make them even better, right? And just having them, they've been phenomenal. If they don't know the answer, they're going to get the answer for me. 9 times out of 10, they know the answer, right? So that helps a lot being the new person because you have a lot of questions. And they're just a great team, so they make things really easy for me.
What does it take to make a great team that you're the coach of?
I mean, honestly, like, we just get along. Like, we love being in the office together. And I've been around people like that before, but now to really be responsible for a team and just wanting what's best for them. And, I mean, we're joking and laughing all the time. Like, Saturdays are really long days for us when we have a home football game,
Sure.
right? And, you know, we start off in the morning setting up the cabanas, and we're out there laughing, and, you know, we're watching game day throughout the day, and, you know, I try to bring bagels or something in the morning for them, and, you know, we really just have a great time together. I just love being around them, and I don't know if they love being around me as much, but I was out of the office for a few days about 2 weeks ago at a conference, and I came back, and I was like, I missed y'all. Like, I missed being around you, right? I was like, is that weird? And they just kind of laughed, so.
It's about relationships, it's about fundraising, but what I want to know is that when you get to talk to people after what happened against Marshall or after a homecoming victory like we just had on Saturday, how much easier does that make a conversation with either a current donor or a prospective donor?
Incredibly easier and fun, and it's, I mean, the visits are easier to get, the asks are just, you know, they know what we're coming for,
Sure.
right? And they're more willing to write that check when they see things are going well. So just incredibly thankful for the great group that we have here, whether it's the team that I work with, our alums, our fans, our donors. Again, they make my job a little bit easier, especially when we have, you know, a few wins in a row.
When you speak of growth, that can be number of donors, but also amount of money that's brought in. So how do you toe the line between what someone can give and finding more people that can just give what's necessary?
Yeah, well, we've actually already surpassed the donors this year for what we had last year in total.
That's awesome.
So that speaks to the success that we're having, and again, making things a little bit easier when you have wins on top of wins. We've already surpassed that in terms last year in 12 months versus what we have in the first 3 months, right? So that speaks to the success that we're having, and just continuing to go out and find new people that maybe have never had a visit from someone in our office, and going out and explaining to them what we're doing and how they can help us.
Giving societies is something you focused on, you've tried to enhance in your short time here. How's that process going?
It's going really well. We have a new one that we'll be announcing here probably towards the end of the calendar year.
Okay.
And again, you know, it really speaks to the growth that we've had. Our top giving society in terms of dollar figure is the Oak Circle Society.
Sure.
When that was originally formed, that was for people who have given $500,000 or more. Now 50% of that group has given $1 million plus or more. So we need to steward them in a different way and really take care of them in a different way. And looking at that group even more, 50% of that group are at $2 million plus. So we'll be launching a new giving society. I'm going to keep the name secret for now, but
Okay.
I think it's I think it's going to be really cool.
So we're not going to be breaking news, but we are going to be teasing news.
That's right. That's right.
A little bit piece of news that did come out fairly recently was that if you're a member of the Eagle Nation Collective, part of that being towards the lifetime giving, and for those that are trying to dip their toe into as many pools of water as possible, I know that's something that people were really excited to hear.
Yeah, and we've had great success with that as well. You know, looking at now how can we steward those donors that have been giving to the collective, maybe not to us. We had, out of all of the data that came over from the collective, 4 donors move up to a new giving society because of their giving to the collective.
Okay.
So that helps us tremendously. So that's been really exciting too, just to see the growth there and really steward them in the way that they should be stewarded for their gifts.
People are realizing that this is such an important time to be a donor, that no gift is too small. Whatever you can give, whatever you can do to help is absolutely welcome. But how to acquire new donors for people who may not see the value of what they do? What would you say to people that, well, I can't do an Oak Circle, but what would you say to people that could do something? How can they see how their money is having an impact?
Yeah, so something we're doing right now is, if you look at Atlanta, we have over 40,000 alumni living in Atlanta.
Okay.
So we have 2 gift officers on our staff who are spending a week per month solely doing visits right around the Atlanta region, and really trying to make our footprint bigger there. And so that's been going tremendously well. Just, again, visiting people that have never had a visit, telling them about what we're doing. They can't necessarily make it to Statesboro a lot for a football game day because of the traffic and the time commitment. We understand that. So we're going to go to them, number 1. Number 2, we're doing a new event this year where we're doing a game day party right there in Atlanta, where we can look at our heat map and say, okay, we have a big donor population here, we have a big donor population here, how can we go to them and bring the game day experience to them? So our first game that we did was for the Nevada game. We had over 200 people show up for that. Okay. And then we'll be doing it for South Al and for Coastal.
Jared has used the phrase transformational time a lot these last couple of years, but it has been. He took over during the middle of COVID, and then all the facilities projects, everything else that is going on in regards to the expansion of Bullock County and Southeast Georgia. How have you seen Georgia Southern still have a place in everything else that continues to grow? Yeah,
I mean, no doubt. I don't know if you saw what came out on Twitter today about some of the top performances from this past weekend, but we were mentioned in that. It was Georgia at the top, and then, you know, you had Georgia Southern mentioned in there. I think we were the number 6 one or 5th one. But that alone, just putting us on the national stage with a brand like that is amazing, right? So just continuing to grow. When you look at the success from the Athletic Foundation in the last 5 years, I mean, we're doubling numbers of what we had in fiscal year 21, fiscal year 22. So how we can continue to move that needle, raise more money, get more donors involved. That's the goal.
All right, make your last punch. How can people give?
They can talk to me. They can talk to any of our gift officers. They can go online and make a gift. But honestly, we love being in front of people. We love being able to tell our story, tell them why something is needed, why they should give to one area. So of course they can go online and make a gift. But if we can do it face to face and get to know them, get them involved, hear what really gets them excited, and then just really kind of mesh those two together.
Allie, good stuff. Thank you very much for being here
Thanks
tonight.
so much. Appreciate it.
That's Allie Ware, our new Deputy AD for Development, Georgia Southern Athletic Foundation. Coming up next, we're talking Georgia Southern football roster management with General Manager Ryan Smith. This is Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield.
The sweet smell of victory and grilled burgers still hang in the air. Your tailgate was a big win thanks to your Ford F-150 truck. With available Pro Power on board, you used your F-150 as a mobile generator. That kept the celebration going long after the final whistle. See your local Ford dealer and score a great offer on F-150. Greatness starts here. See owner's manual for important operating instructions.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, don't sacrifice your comfort. Ogeechee Heating and Air has served Southeast Georgia and surrounding communities for more than 15 years. With more than 35 years of industry experience, these licensed and insured heating contractors have the experience and know-how to get your HVAC job done right the first time. Whether you're selecting a new heating or cooling system, repairing an existing system, or you just want lower energy bills and a healthier home, Ogeechee Heating and Air has the service and expertise you're looking for. Call today, 912-739-4035.
BBWH Insurers, owned and operated by Georgia Southern alumni, has been serving Southeast Georgia since 1888. Our partnerships with quality A-rated carriers such as Central Mutual Insurance Companies provide affordable and comprehensive coverage for your family and business. BBWH Insurers protects and supports our own. That's our true blue promise to you. Call me, Brad Powell, at 912-764-9602 or visit us online at bbwhins.com and go Eagles.
When someone says the word bank, what comes to mind? For most folks, it's probably dollar bills, loans, or safe deposit boxes. But these are all just things. Our bank is a collection of stories. At Morris Bank, it's the stories of relationships through the years. Stories of working hard to save for your first home or starting your own business. Stories where the hero is you. We just have a front row seat to your story, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Morris Bank, season presenting sponsor of Georgia Southern Football, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Pioneer Design and Marketing is the official marketing partner of Georgia Southern Athletics. Serving clients locally and globally, Pioneer is a design and digital marketing studio helping courageous brands stake their claim in crowded markets. From logos to websites to digital marketing strategies, these proud Georgia Southern alumni will get the right message in front of the right people to help you gain new ground. Pioneer Design and Marketing, building brands that gain new ground. Find them online at madebypioneer.com.
Since 1945, the Sack Company has established its reputation by safely providing high-quality construction services. The Sack Company consistently demonstrates the highest level of professionalism, safety, and attention to details. Their hands-on experience in all phases of construction assure that you will get quality performance in a timely and cost-effective method. Accountability, care, excellence, innovation, integrity, safety, teamwork. The Sack Company. We bring business to life.
The Eagles soar here.
Offensive rebound and a putback. Two-handed slam.
We are expecting to have to play 40 minutes.
We definitely want to give fans a show.
Got to give our guys a great plan and get them locked into going to execute it.
Step back left wing three. Yes! Yes!
Just enjoying every moment, soaking it all in.
Listen to the Eagles take flight all year.
We stayed together, battled through adversity, and walked out of here with a win. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
On the Georgia Southern Sports Network from Learfield.
French the snap. Inside toss for Burgess. Coming this way. One block, two block. Wing! Stop Eagle Nation! Touchdown! Georgia Southern! That's another one they worked on in practice all week long. Derwin Burgess with his 17th career receiving touchdown. One off the school record. And it capped an 18-play scoring drive that took 96 yards and 9 minutes and 14 seconds off that second quarter clock as part of a 28-14 homecoming victory for Eagle football over James Madison. Georgia Southern is out to a 5-2 start, 3-0 in conference play for the first time since 2018. Short week, heading to Norfolk on Wednesday. Thursday night battle in the Hampton Roads against Old Dominion. 7 o'clock is the kick on ESPN2. We'll start the broadcast at 5 with the Cutwater Spirits Tailgate Show. Lately, you've probably been wondering, how's this roster get put together over the last couple of years? Well, now we'll get the answer. Please welcome General Manager Ryan Smith to Wild Wing Cafe. I feel bad that we had to pull you away from practice, but this is going to be cool to tell people about how this all goes together.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's a joy to talk about these players and where they're from, and the 3 years of work that this staff has put in is showing on the field, and so it's exciting time to be an Eagle, and I'm happy to be here. So.
The thing that Coach Heldon has emphasized multiple times the last 3 years, 61 high school players from the state of Georgia. Nobody else in the state has done that. But in your role, it's not just that, but it's also identifying talent in the dreaded or not so dreaded transfer portal, depending on how it works out for you. So if you would, how do you go about managing and finding talent?
No doubt. So, it starts in the state of Georgia. The state of Georgia has the best high school football, especially in the Southeast. And we're trying to find the best players that want to be close to home, that their families can come watch them play, and really build the roster based on that. And then looking at the portal, I mean, when we're looking in the portal, I mean, obviously we have some big needs, big departures from a play count standpoint, but we're looking for guys that are from the state, from the area, from the footprint, that really want to come home and really make their mark.
You and Andrew Bevel are part of the personnel department looking at how you can make the roster better, filling out the roster, figuring out where their needs are and where things can certainly improve. But as far as day to day, as you look at this roster and what needs to be addressed, is this an instance where it's every morning you two are, okay, we look here, 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 or how do you manage all that?
It's a constant work in progress, and don't overlook the coaching staff. Those guys work their butts off evaluating the kids just like we do, and it's an everyday thing, especially kind of how the portal windows have kind of moved back a little bit, and they're opening up in December and then again in the spring. That's kind of allowed us to catch our breath and also focus on this high school class. So it's a huge group effort by everyone involved. Andrew, Chase Aiken, Kevon Glenn, Ulysses Hall, Miss Alexis. I mean, it's a big group effort.
During the flow of a season, you of course have to see the people that you brought in and how they're being incorporated, how successful things are, but how mindful do you have to be of this is a spot we may need to fill going forward, whether it's going back into the portal, losing seniors due to graduation, or for guys that may just natural attrition?
No doubt, and I think when you're looking at it, we really don't want to use the portal that much. We really want to stay close to home, and when there is a need, yeah, we need to go do that, but it's not a sense like, all right, we're going to go sign 15 portal kids. I mean, we really want these kids we found out of high school the last 3 years to really, show on the field and really show us what they can do. But then there are some scenarios when you do need to go get a guy that's an older guy that might have a year left that can come in and fill a gap. So it's just all kind of position specific and kind of what those needs might be.
How would you describe how you and your staff communicate with the coaches as far as what you need to go get?
No doubt. So it's kind of a constant conversation, depending on injuries, depending on how guys are doing from a play count standpoint and just from a production standpoint. And so it's a constant work in progress, but at the same time, we love these kids that we got, and they work their butts off for us. And so it's not one of those things where we're really doing anything behind the kids' back. We're very honest with them, and we're trying to put the best guys on the field. So.
All right, I want you to humor everybody here. How much film are you watching?
Not enough. I wish it was more. But, I mean, from our personnel department, that is 99% of the job.
Okay.
So we're cutting up tape. We're watching game tape of high school kids, and when the portal opens up, we're watching game tape of portal kids, and trying to be a resource for our coaching staff so they can go acquire the best players.
You always hear that the tape doesn't lie, the video doesn't lie, but how do you and your staff ensure that what you're watching is what you need to be seeing as far as whether to or to not go after somebody?
No doubt, and a big thing is seeing these guys in person. So when we have all these recruits, if you're out there early, we have a ton of recruits that we get to games, and a big part of the evaluation process is seeing those guys in person. And we send coaches on the road throughout the year, and really want to get them back to a game so they can see the power of Pulse and then see this community, but also get to see a body type, how they act, how they are from a kid standpoint, and how they are as a person. So,
when you start that communication process with a prospective student athlete, whether they're from this state, the area, or not, when you say Georgia Southern, what's some of the things that they're telling you about what they know?
Honestly, the game day atmosphere. That is a thing that these guys, they want to play in big atmospheres. They want to play for a fan base that cares, and I mean this is one of the very best, especially in this area of the country. And these kids, they're playing big time Friday Night Lights, and they come to a Saturday game in Paulson, and it's even bigger. So that's definitely if we get them to a game, you got a chance. You get them to a game in Statesboro, Georgia, you got a chance.
So Allie was telling us what a game day is like for her and her staff. What's game day like for you and your staff?
It is a big event. We're hosting anywhere from 200 to 300 kids and their families, and trying to make sure that every single one of them feels the love from us and also has a good experience, because those guys are billboards and they go back to their high schools and they go back in their communities. We want them to have the very best experience and tell them how good a place this is.
I've talked with Coach Helton about this before. He's been in it for 30 years, so the number of people that he knows and has relationships with, you can't count that. And with what you just said, trying to keep track of a couple hundred people per weekend, know them and their families, how do you create meaningful relationships with so many people in that amount of time?
No doubt. That takes a lot of staff and a lot of intentional conversation to make sure when kids check in that we're greeting them at the door. We're making sure, they've got everything squared away. And then also when our coaches, they get done with Eagle Walk, they come over there and meet a lot of these kids, and we make sure that they meet their area coach, they meet their position coach, so that they leave here, that they've met some people and they feel like they're kind of a part of the family for sure. So it's a big process, but game days are fun for us. We're hosting a lot of kids, and then we get to watch Georgia Southern football.
With experience in the SEC and the ACC, how would you compare to what Georgia Southern does relative to the Power Four?
It's not much different at all.
Really?
We're trying to do the exact same thing. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. We're trying to do the exact same thing that they are.
How would you say it's unique doing it here as opposed to what you were experiencing in Auburn and North Carolina?
I would say this place reminds me a lot of Auburn from a standpoint of the fan base and their care for the sport, for the game of football, and for these kids. I mean, this part of the country and these fans and this community, they care so much about the team and the players and the outcomes, of course. But it's just a cool place to be, and there's really nothing like, Saturday Night Lights and Paulson.
As far as what this team is going through currently, having to adjust its practice schedule, I know yesterday was pretty much a Sunday, a Monday, and a Tuesday at once. Today was a Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow will be a Thursday, and then Wednesday everybody's all hands on deck, a flight up to Norfolk. But you said what you did for a home game, but as far as a road trip, you and your staff, what's your role in being part of the travel party?
Morale. We're there for morale. And, a few of us are helping out Madison from an operational standpoint, but we're there to make sure, the guys are locked in. We're doing the very best we can to encourage them and to be a resource for any possible way we can fill in. Of course, we're watching other teams' rosters warm up and body typing and seeing, how they do the operation side of things on their recruiting game days to make sure, we're doing a better job than them. It's all a game from everything's a competitive advantage. So if there's anything we can pick up pregame that they're doing that we want to do here, we're taking notes and incorporating it. So,
all right, from someone in your shoes, you've seen the last 3 weeks, 3-0 in conference play. What's impressed you about how Eagle football has performed?
I think the toughness. We've had a lot of adversity that we've brought upon ourselves, but we have overcome that. Both sides of the ball have picked each other up. And just the veteran leadership on the team really shines. I really thought that on Saturday, just watching throughout the game. We've got some guys that have been here for a few years that are making big plays. And even some of our transfers like Tyler Fromm, LB Bunkley Shelton, some guys that have played some big-time ball and, in the Power 4 level, they come in here and they're producing. So it's been really good to see.
Ryan, appreciate you being here tonight. I know the team is furiously working to get ready for Old Dominion, but thanks for the knowledge, and we'll catch up with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's football general manager Ryan Smith talking about roster construction. We're about halfway through this week's edition of Hail Southern Live. We're coming back for more from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. This is Eagle Football, powered by Learfield.
Your cargo transportation choice in Savannah and the Southeast. For freight management, consolidation, warehousing, and more, including flexible and responsive drayage solutions. Your success is our final destination. Savannah Logistics Group.
A logistics company that strives to deliver the best drivers, employees, and customer experience through our core values of empowerment, innovation, and consistency. Savannah Logistics Group, a proud supporter of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Eagle Nation, this is Kennedy Finch, the Executive Director of the Eagle Nation Collective. Your passion fuels our pride, and we're looking to add to our roster at the Eagle Nation Collective. For as little as $1 a day, you can help our athletes train harder, play smarter, and create those championship moments. We want to see 2,000 new members by the end of the season, and Eagle Nation, we need you to help us get there. Together, let's soar higher than ever before. Visit EagleNationNIL.com to join the Eagle Nation Collective today.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude. gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
What's up, fans? This is Roddy Jones, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country weekly during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way to the national championship game in January, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to get your podcast. And while you're at it, be sure to give us a follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
Powered by Learfield. Welcome back to Hale's Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now, let's return live to Wild Wing Cafe. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Good stuff so far in this week's edition of Hale's Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro with Allie, Ware, and Ryan Smith. Got some fall ball we could bring up over these next few minutes. Eagles softball actually just finished up its schedule yesterday in Auburn to talk about that and talk about the progression and the trajectory of Eagles softball off their best season since joining the Sun Belt. Please welcome in head coach Sharon Perkins to Wild Wing Cafe.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Perk.
Awesome to see you.
How did it go on the plains yesterday?
You know, pretty well.
Okay.
In the fall, we play everybody. You know, we try to get through everybody in multiple positions and just kind of see what we got. So we kind of put the 9 that we thought out there because we've just been rotating kind of every couple innings or whatever in all the other games that we played. So played a little bit of a straight 9 for a good 4 or 5 innings and then kind of started popping people in and out. But, you know, in the 7th in a traditional game, it was 3-2. We were down 3-2. It was a pretty good game. Yeah, played well.
Off such a successful season this past spring,
Right.
What are the ways that you've looked to improve going forward?
Oh, a little bit of everything.
Okay.
You know, starts in the circle.
Always.
Always starts in the circle.
Rodney will say the same thing next.
Yeah, that's just how it is. If you have a pitcher, they're going to keep you in the ball game. So, like yesterday, we started our freshman pitcher. We got a freshman from North Oconee, great kid, just super competitive, and she threw really well. I think she was maybe a little bit nervous going into there, facing
Sure.
an SEC school right out of the gate, but she threw really well. She ended up kind of calming down and doing a good job. We played some good defense and had some good at-bats. Needed to make adjustments maybe a little bit quicker, but did some good stuff there.
How can an experience like that, even though you're months away from starting the
Yeah.
season, how can an experience like that still pay dividends down the line?
I think just knowing you're going to hang with a team like that,
Yeah.
you know, that's going to make postseason, and just getting in there and competing every inning and knowing that we're fighting and we had some opportunities to win that is really good for them to see.
In the circle, you've got Morgan back, you've got Ainsley
Yeah.
back, Bailey's back, Elena's back. So
Right.
if you want experience there, that's
Mhm.
a lot of innings that have been logged.
Correct.
But when you incorporate the new talent, how do you figure out what the identity is going to be for your pitching staff?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Kind of like every year, we're trying to add different pieces to the puzzle, right? So even our pitching staff, I mean, Maddie's different than the other pitchers, so that we already had that have the experience from the last couple seasons. So it's pretty exciting. Yeah, and then we added more offense. We're getting stronger. We're getting faster kids. Adding some more infielders and an outfielder, and bringing a little bit of speed in the outfield and a slapper and another base runner. So it's good.
Great to build around Emma Davis, though, 2-time All-League
Oh
pick.
man, she's a beast.
She's
Yeah.
awesome.
She is awesome. If we could clone her, that'd be great. I don't know if anybody knows how to do that, but I'm game. Yeah.
What do you look for your offense to be able to do in 25?
Oh gosh.
Crazy to think that 2025 is the season that you're about to go into. That's wild.
It is. You're actually making me feel really old. I'm like, man, I've been doing this a really long time. But we're playing some tough teams kind of right out of the gate in some of the tournaments. But obviously, we just want to play our game and just trying to add some more power numbers.
Yeah.
Hopefully we won't have to really bunt to move runners over as much as we have in the past. Just bringing in, higher skill set, better talent every single year, that it's just going to help out, So we're able to do some more things, a little bit more hit and run, just kids that have played kind of at a higher level for some tougher teams in the summertime and things like that. So they're a little bit more prepared coming in, a little more seasoned coming in, so they're able to kind of make adjustments and play at that higher level.
The consistent theme about any softball season is that when you get started in February, granted it's early February, so you get going typically a week before baseball does, but it's a flurry of games. It's at least 5 games on a weekend, so you snap your fingers and you're a couple of weeks, you've got 20 games into the season. So I would imagine that you're able to find out a lot more about your team than maybe some other sports.
That's for sure, yeah. We do knock out a lot of games really quick. That's why you want a really good solid pitching staff, so you can just kind of rotate through them. You don't want to wear any one of them out, so everybody gets a lot of playing time. It's good for us to be able to shift in people in and out of different positions too, so just as a whole.
All right, you got to answer me this. Whose idea was it to go axe throwing?
Probably Mary Beth. Mary Beth is awesome coming up with ideas. I was like, okay, I'm game. I mean, I had never been, so I said a few choice words the first few times. It was embarrassing. I'm super competitive. Like, I don't care if we're playing tiddlywinks. Like, I want to beat somebody, and I'm like chucking this. It's going all over haywire. I can't even get it to just, stick, let alone in the proper place. So it was banging all over the place. It's a good thing that it's like a tight alley in there.
How'd you guys turn it into a competition?
We just kind of split up in all different things, but a couple of them were really good. They were doing all kinds of different, like, hitting ducks and playing tic-tac-toe and all kinds of things. I'm like, I'm just trying to hit the board and get it to stick. Like, I don't even know. I started eating pizza after a while. I was like, I don't know if this is for me, but yeah.
Had you ever done anything like that before?
Never done like axe throwing or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
What else have you guys done as far as team bonding?
Oh gosh. You're putting me on the spot. I don't know.
That's what we do.
I have like the worst memory. Mary Beth could come up here and go, oh, this, that, and the other. I'm terrible at that stuff. Gosh, I don't know. I just live for the field. So, if they want to if Mary Beth's like, oh, we should do a team, okay, we'll do a team bonding. And then we knock it out and we have a great time. And I don't know. I don't remember 5 minutes ago. So
I would imagine you walked in here. Can we go with that?
I walked in here.
You walked in here?
I walked in here. Had some great conversations. Yeah.
Well,
meeting and greeting.
We have Rodney Hennon coming up in a little bit, Adrian Peterson coming up in a little bit.
Right.
But if we do keep it on the field, how do you know when you have a great team? What do you need to see from your group is to say, I've got a great team?
I think consistency. Consistency doing the things that, we do every day. Like, I was excited going into the Auburn game because we've been doing inter-squad scrimmages and playing a little bit of outside competition. So it's like, man, if we just come in and do these things, we've got a real chance. We're going to have a great season. And it's kind of like, it was a little bit spotty yesterday with things. If we can get consistent with those, it's like, I thought we were solid with defense. And I thought that the pitchers kind of got into a groove, and then their hitters started fighting and figuring out. It's like, if they just come in with that stuff, then I know we're in a good spot. So, yeah.
How would you describe how difficult, or maybe not difficult, but how challenging it is to navigate through Sun Belt Conference softball?
Oof. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough league. Lafayette, Texas State, South Alabama, Troy. It's like there's a lot of really good pitchers in our league. And that's kind of, again, pitching, right? Name of the game. So, and some of these pitchers will throw 2 out of 3 of the games in the series. So it's like you got to find a way to beat them. If you don't find a way to beat them, you're going to have to face them again. You're going to face them Friday, going to face them on Sunday. So it's pretty tough, yeah.
When you've got such a short amount of time to discern what a pitcher is doing, even though you see a pitcher multiple times, how much more challenging is it with the mound being where it is and how talented some of these pitchers are?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think technology's come a long way.
Sure.
So us being prepared, you can watch anybody on TV now. You can watch everybody's games. So it's kind of no secret what everybody has. So a lot of it is watching video, preparing video, just kind of having some kind of a game plan for our offense going in there. Like, what are their strike pitches? What are the pitchers' out pitches? How are they going to try to get you out and laying off certain things and sitting a certain half of the plate? it gets pretty specific, but you know, there's a lot of stats and technology and things out there. Instead of just us going into the game and going, okay, trying to figure it out as we go along, we do our best to have some kind of a game plan, and then obviously it changes. They might throw us off totally and throw somebody different, or throw a different sequence of pitches or things like that. But it's just kind of like being patient, sticking with it, and just kind of working through the at-bats.
You know, we sit here on October the 21st, but you're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be February, and it's going to be the start of the season.
You're exactly right. I know, it's always here before you know it, but that's okay. I'm feeling pretty good.
Perk, appreciate the time. Thanks as
You
always.
bet. Thank you.
That's head softball coach Sharon Perkins. We'll talk Eagle Fall baseball with head coach Rodney Hennon. We'll do that after the break. It's Hail Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe, powered by Learfield.
Did you know that Yancey Rents is a Georgia-owned rental company serving Georgia since 1914? Yancey Rents has excavators, dozers, backhoe loaders, small dump trucks, water trucks, concrete saws, light towers, scissor lifts, and so much more. We've got a huge selection of equipment ready to be rented today. Call 844-YNC-RENT or check us out at yanceyrents.com. With 16 locations around the state and a new expanded lineup of equipment ready to be rented right now, Yancey Rents wants to be your preferred rental supplier in Georgia.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Since 1945, the Sack Company has established its reputation by safely providing high-quality construction services. The Sack Company consistently demonstrates the highest level of professionalism, safety, and attention to details. Their hands-on experience in all phases of construction assure that you will get quality performance in a timely and cost-effective method. Accountability, care, excellence, innovation, integrity, safety, teamwork. The Sack Company. We bring business to life.
Hey there, Eagle Nation. Do you like to buy local? How about natural and sustainable? The next time you go and buy some Eagle merchandise, make sure to buy cotton. Cotton is grown right here in Georgia by local farmers in every corner of the state. Cotton from Georgia is as true blue as Sweetheart Circle or Eagle Creek. Support your community by buying cotton. This message is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Cotton Commission.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Don't let an injury keep you on the sidelines. So go where the pros go. Optum Orthopedics. They're the official orthopedics and team physicians for Georgia Southern Athletics. Thanks to Optum, our Eagles get the best care on and off the field. The good news is that Optum is here for you too. Located in our community, Optum is the leader in advanced orthopedic care throughout the Southeast. Like the Eagles, you deserve the freedom to soar. With Optum's fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, you will. Your team, your community, your freedom. Optum Orthopedics, they're here for you.
I love watching my child grow through football, learning values and life skills that extend beyond the playing field. Now, there are more ways to play than ever before, from flag to tackle and beyond, with opportunities for boys and girls at any age. To find the right team, explore FutureForFootball.com's new League Locator tool and explore nearby leagues. It's never been easier to get your family involved in the game.
The passion.
He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown.
The fury.
There was flames on that ball.
The speed.
35-40. There he goes. Down the sideline.
Western College football.
For the end zone. Got it for 6 points. You cannot hitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. Back in the end zone. 30, 20. Say goodnight to this one.
This is the College Football Bliss. Listen all season long on College Sports Now on the Varsity Network.
Barnett takes the snap, looks right, pumps, pressure Morris, Barnett, wrapped up, he goes down at the 38!
One of the 6 Eagle sacks posted last Saturday, 9 tackles for loss, and a 28-14 homecoming victory over James Madison. Eagle football is 5-2, 3-0 in conference play. Thursday night in Norfolk, short week against Old Dominion. 7 o'clock is the kick on ESPN2. We'll be live at 5 with the Cutwater Spirits Tailgate Show on the Georgia Southern Sports Network as Hail Southern Live continues from Wild Wing Cafe. Just talked a little bit of fall softball. Now we'll talk a little fall baseball. They've got 2 games coming up. This Saturday, Winthrop at J.I. Clemens at 2 p.m. Then on November the 9th, USC Upstate at 2. In the middle, the Fall World Series that starts on Halloween, runs through November 3rd, and about to enter year 25 in Statesboro. Please welcome in head coach Rodney Hennon. Well, Perk said I made her feel old. Did I just make you feel old?
Yeah, I think you made me feel a lot older.
I'm sorry about that.
Appreciate that.
But you just had a chance to celebrate one of the guys you had in that first year in 2000. Matt Easterday just went in the Georgia Southern Athletic Hall of Fame, hearing his stories, getting a chance to meet him. I know how proud him and his family were.
Yeah, I tell you, time flies for
Yeah.
sure. But really, it was a great experience. Super happy for Matt. So well deserved. Brought back a lot of memories, and it was great to be able to share that experience with him last week. And always good anytime those guys come back. But really, that's the first guy that I coached here, I think, that's gone into the Hall of Fame. So that was a pretty special moment.
Oh, wow.
Not only for Matt, but for me as well.
Another successful season for Eagle baseball. Back in the spring, 33 victories, ended the season with a flurry, getting back to Championship Sunday, another classic against Southern Miss. That pitching staff's going to be a lot different going into 2025. You do a lot of offense coming back, but you've been in fall practice. You're getting ready for the couple games that we've talked about. How would you describe the personality of this team?
Well, I think every year with every team, you have to kind of develop an identity, and that takes time. That's a process. So I don't know that we know that quite yet.
Okay.
I will say we've had very competitive practices, and there are a lot of new faces out there, especially on the pitching staff. We're planning to play 18 innings in the scrimmage Saturday. So a lot of guys will get a chance to run out there and see what they can do, see how they respond. But there is some talent in that group, and it's a matter anytime you bring new players in, whether they're coming in fresh out of high school or coming in from a junior college or now a 4-year transfer. There's that transition period, and I think we've seen some of the guys go through that this fall, just adjusting to the way things work here, the way we run practice, and we're seeing a lot of positive things, a lot of guys making some strides, and this group learning how to play together. And again, that's a process that takes time, but we have good leadership. You mentioned some core guys coming back position-wise as well. So a lot of guys setting a good example day in and day out for us.
It was so much fun not only watching Josh Tate's level of consistency, but watching Cade Parker, once he got back in the starting lineup, deliver the punch, play so well defensively at shortstop, and then at the end of the season, what Sean Smith was able to give you. Sean White was so steady behind the plate. He hits 9 home runs, and you got all that coming back.
Yeah, it's great having that kind of experience back, and some of those guys you mentioned kind of went through that transition last year, being new to the program, but to see them get that big game experience last year, I think is huge. And those guys are really focused. I can tell you that they've got a lot to prove coming back, and guys like Jacob Phillips and Joey White have been good leaders on our pitching staff this fall for us. A guy like Brady Penley continues to make strides there. So some guys that have been in the program as well there on the staff, giving us good leadership also.
Who are some of the newcomers that you think Eagle Nation will hear a lot about this year?
Well, one thing about it, we probably got more lefties that we can run out there and practice right now than we've ever had. I think 13 left-handed pitchers in the program right now. A couple of guys rehabbing, trying to get healthy, but Thomas Burke is 6'5" lefty, a freshman who's had a really good fall up to this point, and I think has a chance to be really, really good if he continues to work and develop, and going to have a chance to probably see some big innings for us this year as a true freshman. Javar Martin, another one of those left-handed pitchers, a transfer from South Carolina, who's been impressive this fall. Carter DeGandier, and another lefty, a JUCO transfer from Missouri. A lot of competition out there right now, Danny, which is a good thing.
You speak about competition, but my question for you is, whose idea was it to play pickleball?
Oh, man. Well,
I know you're a pickleballer, but whose idea was it to have the team play pickleball?
Sometimes you gotta break up the monotony of the fall every now and then, especially when you're in that individual period. I'm sure Perk will tell you the same thing. So we had a day off, and we put together a tournament. I had Tyler Owens make the brackets out.
Did wisely on that one.
Myself and Waff, we were paired up. We got a bye. The coaches got a bye. but we were an early exit one game, and I was out. Now, we did lose to the champions, J.D. Kaiser and Sean White. So
the two catchers.
I found out after the fact, Sean played a lot of tennis growing up.
Okay.
And J.D.'s had a lot of pickleball experience as well. But yeah, they put it on us, embarrassed us.
Who knew that you had a couple pickleball ringers? You
learn something all the time.
High-valued commodity for college baseball. I didn't realize that.
Well, those guys are athletes. They'll tell you that.
In between the scrimmages against Winthrop and USC Upstate, the Fall World Series will run from Halloween through November the 3rd. I know what you guys play for food-wise, but as far as seeing the level of competition and just being able to compete against each other, good-natured, of course, with team versus team, what's the primary goal about the Fall World Series?
Well, you want to reward them for the work that they put in all fall and have some fun with it. And obviously, when you're in fall practice, you can't really simulate a true game. So you do everything you possibly can to make each day as competitive as you can. And I think when you get to that point in the fall, when you're starting to wrap it up, typically we let some of the older seniors pick teams, or some of the younger coaches on staff have a draft and pick teams and put something on the line every year. Steaks, and winners eat steaks, losers eat hot dogs. That'll be the same again this year. But
standard, right.
But guys have fun with it and go out and compete, and I think it's a great way to kind of finish up the fall on a good note.
I ask you all the time about stories about actual games, but do you have a fall ball story? Is there anything that's happened over the course of 25 or so years during fall ball that's memorable?
Oh, man. I'm sure some of the guys probably remember some of those stories. One memory I have just in recent years of the Fall World Series is watching, I believe it was Sam Blancato and Christian Avant diving in the right center field gap for a ball, and I'm holding my breath thinking we may lose both those guys. But again, that kind of gives you an idea of how competitive it is. And heck, just Saturday at scrimmage, I mean, Jonathan Jamie goes flying into the right field wall and gets banged up. So to see the guys go out and play hard in that setting, that's what you want to see. And we've got guys that'll do that.
Did he hit the scoreboard, or was this?
He hit the scoreboard.
Okay.
So
which inning did he knock out?
I'm not sure which one. So I actually got a little cut. He got a few stitches from it. Had the ball in his glove, and then I think threw his glove down. So we only inside the Parker we've had that I can remember in a fall scrimmage. So,
Skipper, appreciate your time. Thanks for being on tonight.
Thanks, Danny.
That's
Southern.
That's Eagle Baseball head coach Rodney Hennon. Will continue Hail Southern Live after this from Wild Wing, powered by Learfield.
Hey, Eagle fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Georgia Southern football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Georgia Southern Eagles. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Yellowwood knows that a five-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like cookouts. Cornhole with friends. Ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad. The one with the feta. Oh, sorry. Or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For five-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, don't sacrifice your comfort. Ogeechee Heating and Air has served Southeast Georgia and surrounding communities for more than 15 years. With more than 35 years of industry experience, these licensed and insured heating contractors have the experience and know-how to get your HVAC job done right the first time. Whether you're selecting a new heating or cooling system, repairing an existing system, or you just want lower energy bills and a healthier home, Ogeechee Heating and Air has the service and expertise you're looking for. Call today, 912-739-4035.
Eagle Nation, this is Danny Reed reminding you to catch a new edition of the Inside Eagle Nation podcast every Tuesday on gseagles.com and the Varsity Network app. We'll catch you up on the week that was and preview the week that will be. We've got stories, we've got history, we've got everything you love about Georgia Southern athletics, all on the Inside Eagle Nation podcast. That's every Tuesday on gseagles.com and the Varsity Network app, covering all things blue and white. Tune in each Tuesday for Inside Eagle Nation.
Hey y'all, this is Michael Felder, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country every week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way through the national championship game in January. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to get your favorite podcast. And be sure to follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
The Eagles soar here.
Offensive rebound and a putback. Two-handed slam.
We are expecting to have to play 40 minutes.
We definitely want to give fans a show.
Got to give our guys a great plan and get them locked into going to execute it.
Step back left wing three. Yes! Yes!
Just enjoying every moment, soaking it all in.
Listen to the Eagles take flight all year.
We stayed together, battled through adversity, and walked out of here with a win. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
On the Georgia Southern Sports Network from Learfield. This is Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield. Live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's Danny Reed.
Just a couple of minutes left on this week's edition of Hail Southern Live, brought to you each week by Morris Bank, Core Credit Union, and our friends at Georgia Power. Our next guest needs no introduction. Eagle Nation, give it up for Adrian Peterson. Come on now.
Appreciate it.
How do you watch a football game now?
Starting with the running backs.
Okay.
And then I spread out to receivers, to quarterbacks.
What kind of things you watching for?
Steps, if it's a power, how he's hesitating, stand behind his guard, and then once you get to the open field, is he using his weapons, whether it's a stiff arm, a flipper, a spin move, a hesitation, or just use per speed.
What was your favorite move to use on a defender?
A stiff arm.
Okay.
Stiff arm. It's almost like a legal punch.
Is there any stiff arm that you remember over another? And I'm talking Georgia Southern, I'm talking NFL. Is there a specific stiff arm that you remember?
All of them. All of them were efficient. How about that? All of them were efficient.
All right. You say it's like a legal punch, but what's the key to a good stiff arm?
It's a lot of different things that go into it. If a guy's coming with speed, you wait till the last minute to stiff arm him. If he's hesitating, sometimes you just show it a little bit to make him hesitate and use your speed. So there's a lot of avenues you can use it as.
With the game moving so fast, how did you have to think even more quickly to, okay, if he's doing this, I've got to do this, but just being able to adjust so fast?
if I could plainly explain, it's like taking 1,000 pictures in 1 second. And being able to process, he's here right now, but in the next half a second, he's going to be somewhere else. Feeling the guy from the backside of you coming on your back. So it's a lot that go into it.
As far as what this team is getting ready for, a short week from a Saturday to a Thursday, you had a chance to deal with this when you were playing in the NFL. So as far as what it takes to rebound that much more quickly, what are these guys going through?
It's a good thing if you're healthy, because you get the opportunity to, especially coming off a great game, you get the opportunity to go right back out there and do it again. And that's what I enjoy most about it.
When you knew you had to travel, did you feel like you had to take the energy that you felt at Paulson Stadium to another place? Is there a way that you guys did that when you played?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it was just week to week.
Okay.
So, I mean, it really doesn't matter. Home game, away game, our mentality was going to go and win. And if we make it back in time Saturday night, we're going to celebrate. If not, we have to wait for our next home game.
Georgia Southern is off to a 3-0 start in Sun Belt play. They just beat JMU last Saturday for homecoming. What do you like about this team 7 games into the season?
Everybody has a role, and I think everybody is magnifying their role. And, going back again, I think if you have a team that everybody understands their role, and that's when you have a good football team.
What will this team need to keep doing if they want to reach their goals?
It's about us. Again, whether it's a team that has a winning record, losing record, need a big win, all that sounds well and sounds good, but at the end of the day, it's about us. Each person doing their job, whether it's the running backs time or the quarterbacks or the receivers or the defense step up. Everybody has a job to do.
I wish we had more time, but unfortunately our time is up for Hail Southern Live this week at Wild Wing Cafe. Adrian, thank you for being here. Really appreciate the knowledge.
Appreciate it.
That's Adrian Peterson. Thanks to everyone so much for being on this impromptu edition of Hail Southern Live. Eagle football heads to Norfolk on Wednesday. Thursday night battle in the Hampton Roads. Georgia Southern, Old Dominion, 7 o'clock on ESPN2. If you can't make it, tune it in right here on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.